Hello everyone, in today's video I have decided to paint this sketch of a lady selling flowers in the style of my favorite watercolor artist Rajkumar Sthabathy. I don't mean to exactly copy his style but use some of his techniques and add some of mine to it too. So the main thing I noticed in his artworks is that instead of the conventional light to dark painting process, he starts with the darkest areas of the face and then adds the midtones, leaving highlights to create such depth and realism in his paintings. So I also started with the darkest areas of the eyes using the black color. Now I know most watercolor artists are afraid to use black color straight away, but it is fun to be experimental. Then I added the skin tone colors on the face, which I made by mixing the colors mentioned on the screen, and I made sure to leave highlights to show texture of the old lady's face. Rajkumar Sthabathy paints ordinary people full of emotions in their daily life scenes such as street vendors to capture India's essence, which is why I also chose to paint this old lady selling flowers. I tried to bring out her emotions through her wrinkled skin. I painted rest of her features in the same way I painted her eyes. I used a very light tone of crimson to depict her pale lips as she is old. Her hair was supposed to be white, and Rajkumar Sthabathy paints it by leaving highlights to make very thin white strands of hair and paint shadows around it. But I did not do that. I decided to just paint her hair black and make black strands using fine liner brush and then later paint white over it using white acrylic color because it is so much easier and fun to do. I just love to paint fine delicate hair strands. Now moving on to her clothes. I have painted clothes before, but not the kind of fabric that has a lot of print on it, which was the case with her sari. It had a beautiful floral print over white. I went ahead and started making the floral pattern of her sari, but then I stopped myself and decided to paint the shadows and folds of her clothes first and then move on to the print. Now I would want you to trust the process because I promise it will come together in the end. Also in the end I painted a very light wash of white all over her sari so that the floral print doesn't look like it is sitting on top of the sari but it is a part of it. For the flowers she is holding, I first painted the little green stems in the center, and because the flowers were white in color, I painted the background first and then painted the shadows around the flowers to depict white flowers. If you made it till here and watched the full video, I thank you wholeheartedly, and please comment what you think of my painting. I'm open to constructive criticism and also suggest what I should paint next. And this is how the final painting turned out to be.